I'm conscious.
Now what?
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah.
Hold it. What you talking about, doctor?
Peace and love, soul group. Peace and love. And welcome to another episode of I'm Conscious Now What. I'm Derek Dunlap, and it feels good. On the road again. On the road, not in my regular studio setting. That's usually when you see the I'm Conscious Now What words up there. I'm on the road, but I want to keep you guys updated on what's going on my journey and kind of keep everybody in our soul group kind of still plugged together. And the reason why I use the word kind of because it's kind of a little more, I don't want to say difficult, but with this energy, this great ever expanding conscious energy that just allows us to adapt at the speed of thought. You know, and I know a lot of conscious people always say we've always had this ability. And I wouldn't debate that. I wouldn't. I agree with that. But I really, truly, I just on my journey and being in my energy and just being in my consciousness, exploring, having a lot of fun, you know, my manifestations have never just been so almost like instant, almost like the astral realms, you know? Because, you know, in the astral realms, when you think it is like with the speed of thought, and I've been experiencing not to that extreme now, like in the astral realms, but it would be considered an extreme here in 4D. You know what I mean? Because usually, you know, when we manifest things, we speak them into existence through, you know, mantras and cadences and meditations. And, you know how it goes. Focusing, visualizing, and then we just forget about it. And, you know, some of us become conscious that our manifestations are, you know, hitting this plane that we're on. But it was always a delay, at least for me. It was always like a delay between the non-physical manifestations to the physical. It was like a delay. Sometimes, you know, 30 days, sometimes it could be years in this realm. You know what I mean? And then some of them, for some reason that I never could figure out, would happen faster than others. Well, I'm here to tell you guys today, to the best of my ability, I had something this morning that was just next level stuff for me. And I'm geeked up. I'm fired up about this. And it was weird. And I have to say that some of the information, this is you have to really get your ego out of the way to even admit what I'm about to admit. And I'll explain to you why. This is more like I'm catching you guys up behind the scenes in my life. Some of the things that I gave my higher self credit for, from what I experienced this morning, and I'm gonna get into it. I have to give credit to this new source, this new connection that this morning, it's beyond a shadow of a doubt that I've been contacted. Now, here's the thing. I don't know by what. All I can tell you are they are beings. They are beings. I don't know where they're from. I don't have any names. I just have the connection And I got about 5 or 6 visuals on these beings. I'm going to tell you how I made that connection and some of the information that I got from these beings were from last week, now that I know, because it was kind of like they let me know that it was them by visuals, by bringing up things that I called my higher self, and they connected those visuals to the energy and the space that we were in at that particular time. If this doesn't make any freaking sense, then I understand, because let me tell you how it happened, okay? So last week, I shared with you guys and girls and ladies and gentlemen this vision that I had about the 2 hurricanes that came in, and it was just a great vision, and it made a lot of sense of, when what we perceive as death. And these same beings that contacted me this morning, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was in fact these beings that gave me the visual of these souls that turned within, meaning they pass from fourth density, severing their connection with the physical body, and went inward to their energy bodies or non-physical bodies or light bodies, whatever you want to call them, or solar energy. And this source showed me these visuals of this big space that, I would have swore was a spaceship or something, and I would have swore it was aliens abducting people on Earth and taking them up in this big, ship and stripping them of their energy. You know what I mean? And I would have swore that what they were viewing was their life review and they were being tricked into a reincarnation trap. That's what my ego would have said. But when I said higher self, give me clarity on this, right? And in my mind, I think I'm reaching my higher self. You see, because I'm still learning. I have these abilities, but I'll be the first to say, I'm never 100% of what I'm tapping into with this new energy. You know what I mean? But that's just how I am. I have no fear, so I'm going to continue to explore and just see where it goes, how high or how far I can go with this. And so this higher source, or this higher version of myself, or different entities, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, like, as of right now, what it is. I just know it's something. They discern the visual that I guess they gave me. And it was the people that, lost their connection with their physical bodies during these 2 hurricanes. And it was thousands of people. And they were not being stripped and raped of their energy. They were actually being recharged. It was almost like this. It was a space where all of the souls that disconnect from their physical body go, their energy bodies. I don't know, like a cosmic FEMA. Probably a horrible analogy. But like, yeah, like it's where they go. I don't know where this space is. I'm not conscious of me detaching from my physical body. Even in my past lives, I'm not conscious of that. I know I can sort of detached from my physical body, but I'm still connected to that cord. You know what I mean? So this morning, I went back to my crystal meditation. Now, this was the second time that I used my crystals to assist me, just to assist me. They do nothing for us. They just assist us. Because I'm 4 days, 4, is it 5? 4 or 5 days back into my raw diet. The goal is to eat a bunch of live food so I can, get those vivid and more clarity on what I'm experiencing, and more clarity and more energy, more life force energy. I want to raise this vibration. I want to push this, ladies and gentlemen. I want to push this. This is the perfect time. I want to push this. I want to push my energy and just keep, advancing, because this shit is happening fast now. Fast. You can hear my voice. I'm geeked up. So I did my crystal meditation, And if those of you missed the crystal meditation, you can play the last episode where I explain exactly what I do with my crystals to help boost or assist my energy. And so by doing this, these crystals, I guess I want to say, I'm trying to discern this, has given me the ability to reach a frequency where I can connect or be connected with beings. Okay, now if these are not beings, I don't know what they are. Because this morning took me about 35 minutes, about 40 minutes to make this connection again, where I go through a vortex of light. And it's not like a clear white light. It's not blue. We don't have a color scheme for it, but it's just a weird color, and it starts spinning. And the more that I breathe in and breathe out, this vortex gets powered, and then I just shoot out of my body, and I end up in this space. Now, this space is very, very vivid. I mean, there's no guesswork in my discernment this morning. I'm going to tell you or try to describe these beings that I saw in this space. Now, when I see these beings, I did discern this. It's not like I'm in this space with them. The space that they are actually at, because it seems like they're in some kind of, I don't want to say spaceship, ladies and gentlemen, because we heard that before, but they're like in some kind of control panel or something, because when I see visuals of these beings, I see all of this technology like behind them. You know what I mean? That's not familiar to me. So that's where I get like the spaceship stuff from. I'm not seeing the spaceship, but I'm not seeing the space that I'm used to being in 4D. You know, it would have to be more like a laboratory or something, but I'm not calling it a laboratory. All right. And I get flashes in my consciousness, like a flash, and then I will see a visual of a face. No sound, no telepathy, just a visual. And I got 4 flashes. 2 were females, and I can only say that they're females by the facial structure and the hair, which was weird. Now, these beings are not. They have a color now. They have a color, and this is where I have to get, my this was weird. They weren't white, they weren't green, they weren't gray, they weren't black, but they were like, what's the close I can get to this color? I would say bronze. Bronze would be, and that's not doing it justice. They were like mulatto or bronze color. And their eyes were kind of, I don't want to, I don't want to disrespect any, cultures or, I don't know if chink is offensive. Chinky eyes, you know what I mean? I don't know if would that be considered offensive, but the eyes were kind of like, pulled a little bit, straight. I don't know what to call it, but they weren't Chinese, but their eyes were, where the eyes were kind of slanted like that. Noses a little wider noses. Bone structure in the face was very, how can I describe this? You can see details in the facial structure. So it wasn't like a lot of fat, but it wasn't muscle bound. It was more feline. Yeah, have you ever saw the structure of a cat's face? Like, you know what I mean? What I'm trying to, not the real furry cats, but the cats, like the bone structure is what I'm trying to say. It was just great structure in the face, and their color was close to bronze, like mulatto-ish. And they, from their facials, the facials flashes that I would see, I got a, like, just a neutral feed, like not happy, not sad, not angry. You know what I'm saying? Just like a mutual feel from them, the energy that I felt. It was just mutual, almost like they could hit a switch to where I couldn't pick up on their energy. Kind of, sort of, it was weird. But I saw two males, one older. I would say older from, could I call them wrinkles in the face? Like it, but they weren't wrinkles, but he had more going on in the face, like a maturity look in the face, to whereas the other male was like a younger version. You know, it didn't have a lot going on in the face. Two females also. And I just got a visual, a face, and it was almost letting me, what I got from this, from my own fucked up perspective, they wanted me to know that they were connecting with me, because I would always say my higher self. I would ask my higher self. I do the same, thing. Usually I'm changing up a lot of stuff now, playing with different things. But when I would get information about be past my ego, I would always say higher space. Higher space, higher self. But now these beings this morning let me know. And how did they do that? They took me back to each time I said higher self and asked a question. It was like a little review of all of the times that they, like, given me information or contacted me or made communication with me. The last thing I saw was the faces. And then I was back into my own, right in between, like a lucid dream, right in between there and waking up. I went back to that space. So that's how I determined that I have been being contacted, and that some of this information was, in fact, coming from these beings. Now, I don't know who and what these beings are. I know they are in the non-physical space. I don't know if this is something. This contact is definitely new for me, though. Yeah, because each little visual that they gave when I received information or downloads from them was here recently with this new energy. So I'm curious, is anyone out there, have anyone else been contacted in our soul group within the last 6 months or to a year? Contacted in this way, getting new information, getting vehicles, seeing things. I would love to hear from you, and I'm going to open up the phone lines. You guys know the number, 734-230-2744. Has anyone else been contacted or getting new information from a source that you might have just connected to with or tapped into? Let me go over to the chat. Let me go over here to the chat and say hello to everybody. Thanks for being here today. If you're live with me on I'm Conscious Now What, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about this. It's just one of those things that it just happens, and I can take this a lot of different ways, but to simplify everything, I'm being contacted, and I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this because where I am now on my journey is I want to know shit. I'm going to be asking questions. You know what I mean? I know how to get there. I know how to get to the space where this connection happens at. And it's a nice little, if you want to call it meditation to get there. It's a nice little non-physical ride. You know, some can do this quicker than others. My crystals help me get here a lot. My crystals help me get there a lot. I think that they, you know, reside in the space, the same space where we are right now, but just a different frequency. I think they've been here for a long time, waiting for, you know, the souls on planet Earth to get to this frequency. You know, I think the whole planet, as you hear me say this a lot, the whole planet is upgrading in frequency. You know, I don't even think, I know I'm not 3D anymore. You know, I can speak for myself. That's why I say 4D, 4 density. I know I'm not in 3D anymore. I probably could go down to some lower frequencies, but why? You know, why? I've been there. This my whole incarnation until up to now. You know, I'm all about cracking new spectrums and frequencies and different beings. I'm excited about this. I am definitely excited about this. Okay, Chris Garner says, when you spoke about the control panel, it made me think of the Montauk chair. Yeah, Chris, it was like, let me pull it back up the best that I can now. You know, when you speaking and on a live stream, and you know, a lot of ego gets into this, but the reason why I say a control panel, it looked like they were just like a control room or something like that, my man. And these flashes, it looked like it was like a team of them, a group of them that were all working together. Definitely advanced civilizations, and I can definitely say that because they are outside of the frequency that we reside on now. You know, in consciousness, it took me, and I don't know if this is because it took me based on the energy that I had in my body, based on my focus, because I get here through this little portal or this little vortex, and it's the same vortex that will pop up when I do my breathing exercises and really do a self-clearing first. Well, let me just explain how I get here for those of you who want to try this, man, because this is cool. I relax my total body. I do my stretches first. I always stretch and kind of massage my entire body, because relaxing the body, connected to deep rhythmic breathing, just getting as relaxed as you can I mean, you can get to altered states of consciousness that much easier being relaxed. I mean, massage your hands, massage your feet, you know, massage your jaws, you know, massage your hands, you know, your arms, you know, your abdomen. Give yourself a massage and stretch. Okay, so after the stretching and massaging, I will start off in a lotus position. And this is just to charge my non-physical body a little bit, just to get the energy flowing, you know. And I'll do my breathing techniques, which is I'll center first. And then once I'm centered, I will start my deep rhythmic breathing, you know, from my core, from my stomach, not from my chest, not from my chest. You know, when I breathe, my stomach rises first. It's like backwards. It'll rise like from the sacral chakra area. It'll rise up there and it'll go on up like a wave, ending with my chest. And then when I blow out the air, it starts from the chest all the way down to my abdomen area. And I will do this breathing until I reach like a cosmic high. You know, you get high off of the prana when you're really deep breathing. I mean, it sounded like you guys can't see me. What does it sound like I'm doing? Listen. Sounds like I'm hitting a joint or something. That's what the rhythmic deep breathing is. When you're connecting with your cannabis, all you're doing is inhaling that prana, with that cannabis. And you're connecting to that actual cannabis. It's the same when you're deep breathing. You want to get into that rhythm. And then once you get into that rhythmic deep breathing, you'll instantly slide into this altered state of consciousness. You're right there. You know what I mean? And that's basically where the magic happens. That's what I like to call it. When you slide into that altered state of consciousness, here's the meat and potatoes right here. And this is where most people get lost here. You can either be conscious of that, meaning you're aware that you're in this altered state. So now you can kind of direct your will and your desire. You know what I mean? For a purpose. You're non-physical, but you're conscious that you're non-physical. And I think and I used to do this all of the time. So this is why I could talk about it. I would get to that space, that altered state of consciousness, right? But I'll be more in that dreamy, like I wouldn't be conscious that I'm there. I would just slide into there and then go into a dream and then wake up inside of the dream, which is a lucid dream. You guys know where I am? You know where I'm talking about? This altered state of consciousness is just when you lose consciousness of the physical body. You just slide into it. It's like a deep daydream, and you could do a lot from there. You can have an out-of-body experience from there. You can astral travel from there. You can fall asleep and get, in your night there. It's just that space in between physical and non-physical. Being conscious there is the difference from purposed projections, and you can use your will and desire it's like a lot stronger or a lot purposeful. And what I've been doing is when I got there this morning, right, I specifically wanted to connect. That was my will and desire, to connect. I'm open to receive. You've been hearing me say that a lot. And this was coming from my higher self. This is in my subconscious. I'm open to receive whatever's there. You see, because this veil has been removed. This kebab, what we've been stuck in, I'm telling everybody, this shit is wide open now. There's nothing holding you back right now but fear and your ego and your habitual thought patterns that you're stuck in. I mean, you could go anywhere now. I mean, anything is possible, as they've been telling us. We are infinite possibilities. We are consciousness. There is nothing blocking us in this present moment. I mean, this is just incredible, right? And so I'm telling myself when I'm in this altered state of conscious, I'm thinking this, and I'm sending out a signal purposely. It's just a signal. It's just a vibration, right? And I actually believe this, because that's why I call us soul group. I actually think I'm starting to connect with our, ascended soul group that are there to catch us. Like, okay, here we got a signal. We got a signal coming, and they're picking up on signals through meditation and prayer. You know what I mean? And they're picking up on these signals. And as long as we're open to receive, we can communicate. We can communicate and start building that relationship. Yeah, because I hope to get names. Now, I don't hope. I'll get names. If I can keep this connection open, and I will, because I'm very passionate about this new connection. Very anxious, but don't want to be too anxious. I just want to go with the flow, but I will be connecting with these beings the next time I yawn. I'm going back. Shit, why not? Why not? See what I can pull up. See what I can play with. All right, so Sebastian, yeah, it's quiet today. It's quiet today, Sebastian, because I didn't post this live stream. I'm on the road, so I didn't get a chance to post this in all of the groups and on social media. I just hit the live button, so you'll have some people, just taking a peek in. They might got a notification. I don't know. I just went live today. Yeah. How would you get started into spirituality to make the fastest progress? Any tips? Deep breathing, massage and stretching. We'll try that tonight. Already. Thank you for that. So yeah, Sebastian, I would take speed out of it. You know what I mean? I think, one of the laws of the universe that I'm going by and I fit into now is rhythm. And I think that once you identify who you are and know what you are, and then that one that a lot of us get stuck at, and this is part of, I call it the courting, like almost like you're courting a woman. You're interested in this woman, you want to get to know her. I know my journey was like this, getting to know this multi-dimensional being that I am. There's so many variations of me. It's, it's mind blowing, literally. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's good for us to keep this space open so we can understand each other and, call in and talk to people who are kind of experiencing the same thing. Because what I'm fucking with now, I wouldn't even share with people that are outside of our groups, because they would tackle me and try to put me on medication or something, because they're not having these experiences. Their experiences that they're getting is from the holographic signals that are being projected by what we call, social media. You got YouTube, you got Facebook, they're watching that. They're not using their own connection to connect with, oh man, just there's all kind of shit out there now. Listen, we all don't come from the same space. We don't. And I have no problem with that. I don't understand why people just don't accept that we're different, because the universe is infinite. So it's almost fucking it is impossible for everything to be the same. We're expressing using the same energy from the divine presence of all, but we all have our own unique view, our own unique vibration, our own unique frequency. You know what I mean? We are all a unique expression from, I'll just say, source, to keep it simple. And the source is the source of everything. So we're not all from the same space. There's some of us from different galaxies here, some of us from different solar systems, different planets. And that's cool, man. I'm cool with that. It's just like when you meet somebody, where you from? Oh, I'm from New York. Oh, I'm from Detroit. Hey, how you doing? We don't all have to be from the same place. I'm cool with looking different. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. I like meeting different cultures and talking to different people and different religions and ideologies and I'm cool with that. But some people aren't. Some people aren't. But I've come up to the point that learning all of the cultures can only make me better, more rounded, more open to what's going on around me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sebastian says, I'd say I'd rather see everyone as being the same, but I want it different. I wouldn't want to live in and that's your perspective, Sebastian, but I wouldn't want that's too robotic for me now. I wouldn't want everybody being the same. I like the fact that people can express themselves based on how they feel. You know what I mean? I like that immortality, that infinite. I like that. And I play with that a lot, even here in 3 density. And that's you know what? That's the easiest way to tap into who and what you really are. That infinite being that you are, that conscious energy that you are, by taking off all limitations, just taking off boundaries. And taking off boundaries doesn't mean, It doesn't mean how it sounds. It's just being open to receive different shit and interacting with different cultures, breaking out of the box that we've been placed in, breaking out of religion, breaking out of these social groups, you know, not joining anything, just becoming a part, just connecting. It ain't about a physical joining of something, you know. That's just the structure, the infrastructure that was placed into this matrix code that we're in right now. You know, that's this pyramid structure. It's competition. We live in a very competitive frequency here in the matrix. Everything is competitive, and it's competitive to get more performance out of us. So when we perform higher and compete with one another, we make the powers that be more money. They get more work out of us. It's a slave structural system. It is what it is. You know, it's not like this all over the universe. It's coming out. You know, it's coming out. All of the planets are not under the same slave system that we are here on Earth. You know, it just is what it is. But I tell you what, if you had to look at our solar system from what we've been hearing, I can't prove this, but this is how I feel. If you have to look at our solar system as we look at cities, right? As the cities, you know how we look at our cities where we're from in the United States or wherever you are all over the world. Planet Earth is the hood. It gotta be. It gotta be. Planet Earth, we in the hood on planet Earth. It's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a lot of changes that need to be made on planet Earth. You know what I mean? You gotta come to planet Earth strapped up, ready to go to war. Yeah, our planet is hard and she's changing, but you know, it's been you guys know what you've been through in this incarnation. We've been through it's been a journey. And I know there's some planets out there that are just, you know, love, just full of love, you know. Some of the ancient books talk about them. You know, there's no more stealing, no more hurt, no more pain. There's planets out there like that, man. And if you got that vibration, and if you got one of those heart spaces, man, you could just project right on in there. You'll be able to go using your own organic conscious energy. You'll be able to teleport all over the universe without, listen, this is where this great deception is coming from. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. I know I've been talking a lot of BS. It's conscious chatter, but hear me out on this, right? Forget about all this spaceship shit. I know it sounds good. I know technology pushes a lot of buttons because we've been kept in the dark so long, and this is like night and day to what we're used to. I know it. I get it. I wouldn't be doing this live stream right now if we didn't have the technology that we have. Okay, but I still have to pull the information that we talk about on these live streams from a organic connection, using my mind, using my consciousness to share this information. So with that being said, technology is cool for like tools, but what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling, and I'm seeing this happening, I'm feeling this. I see artificial intelligence, even as low as 3D. When there was a 3D, I was seeing and feeling technology taking the place of humans in the job place, in the workplace. Just really look at this consciously. As above, so below. But we can go to the lowest of the lowest of the lowest in 3D, and artificial intelligence, right, was taking jobs from humans on planet Earth, right? So imagine, let's climb up. If the computers are building the cars and building all of these things on planet Earth, imagine what these computers are doing in the solar system. As above, so below. You see? I don't want to depend on artificial intelligence in my ascension. We have a choice. This is the choice. This is the beast system that they talk. Listen, I don't agree with everything in the church, but this beast system is here. You can call it whatever you want to call it. And they sneaking it in with this new iPhone X, this new iPhone 10. I talked about this on Fucked Up Perspective. This iPhone X, I'm telling you, that face recognition will be activating millions of pineal glands just by staring into that iPhone X and locking in. You're going to connect to this artificial intelligence. I've been telling you guys for the longest that they've been trying to connect consciousness to artificial intelligence. So you will be able to live in an artificial intelligence created artificial frequency that's created by this software, this technology. See, if you got to get there in a ship, it's artificial intelligence. If you got to get there in a physical ship, it's artificial intelligence. But when you close your mind, right? And some of you are already there, so you know what I'm telling you is true. But when you close your eyes and connect to the breath of life and exit what we call this physical dimension that we've been placed in, grounded in with our consciousness, right? And you get there by thought, that's organic. You could travel all over what you call the universe. Anything that you can think of. How come you can't get to Mars? Because you never experienced Mars. Because they made Mars up. A lot of this shit is made up. That's why you can't teleport to Mars. Because you don't have enough information on Mars to even think about what Mars is. You see, because they're controlling our thoughts with technology. You see, we got I bet you y'all can tell us what Jesus looked like. You get what I'm saying? That's what they do. I bet you can get to that red ball that they showing you that's Mars in your mind. But what will you find? The same craters that you scan with your consciousness. You see? We've just been dumbed down. You can be and do and create whatever you want to create with your mind. But what we've been through a treacherous, habitual reincarnation trap. We've been in a slave trade, a cosmic slave trade. And a lot of this stuff is going to come out. A lot of this is going to come out. We've been in a cosmic slave trade. Humans for technology, humans for expansions. And this shit is crumbling now. Everybody's snitching on everybody now. So, I'm excited. I'm just excited to be who I be. As my buddy Bubba would say, I'm excited playing with some of this new shit, man. Being able to, to just go outside and go higher and deeper inward than I ever been able to in all of my incarnations. Great times. Great times. Great times. So I just wanted to jump on here. It's 150. This was a spontaneous show. No calls. I'm cool with that. I'm being connected. Are you? You can also leave your comments if you didn't get a chance to jump on this live stream live. As I said before, I didn't put it on the social media channels today. I just wanted to go live without, I'm in so many different groups. If you're being contacted, leave a comment and just go into a little detail, because I read all of the comments and our chat doesn't go into the comments when I stop the live stream. So leave the comments if you're being contacted and what are you experiencing? And can you describe your contactees as I did today? I'm anxious to turn back in and make another connection and see how far I can go with this new contact that I have. With that being said, I love you guys. Peace and love. And I will see you guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, on the next live stream. Peace.